Bearcats fans, what is going on? This is Neil Meyer with the Front Office News here with
JT Smith with the Front Office News.
We are recapping the Bearcats' 72-67 loss to Arizona here from Fifth Third Arena. The Bearcats fall to 0-2 in Big 12 play with a very tough stretch ahead of them this upcoming week. But overall, JT, this was a game where it felt like at halftime this game was arguably over. From being down 39-26 at halftime, it just seemed everything was going Arizona's way until probably about 10 minutes left in this game when momentum completely shifted. Cincinnati fought to the very end to come back down as much as 18 in this one. Overall, just couldn't get the job done today. What did you see from the Bearcats?
Yeah, Bearcats, it was a tell of, honestly, not even two halves. It was like a tell of a half, second half. Bearcats were down 18, make a run, tie it up, and then at the end just can't make enough plays, have a couple of miscommunications, the pick and roll, they didn't switch it, and then the kid gets a layup, to get the lead, and then I think after they just tied it up, I think Dan might have shot a quick three, and after that I think the game was over. The Bearcats did a great job. If they would have moved the ball and kind of got the shots they got late in the second half, a little bit in the first half and then earlier in the second half, I think this was a winnable game. It's just that they spot them, just like Wes Miller said, they spot them too many points and end up biting them in the backside at the end.
And I think the biggest thing to take away from this game is Cincinnati, I think they had 8 turnovers in the first half. They finished the game with 11, so they took care of the ball. But what really came down to haunt Cincinnati today was you go 12 or 23 from the free throw line, which that is a big worry. You're shooting 52% from the line. In a game you lose by 6. If you split that, that's your ball game right there. And then on top of it, you look down and you see 5 of 25 from the threes, with 3 of those between the likes of Dan Skillings and Dylan Mitchell. As those guys' three-point shot continues to improve, they still have not got much production behind them in recent games. So that was the big thing, and Wes Miller even said, it's not an execution thing. They're getting good looks, they're just not falling. But overall, the free throws and the three-point shooting was the two big, key, substantial components to this one this afternoon, because everybody knows when Cincinnati is on from behind the arc, they are a team that not many teams can stop. However, when they're off, they are one of the, I wouldn't say one of the top teams in the Big 12 because they are, but they're still struggling on that end. So in that aspect, they have to find ways to get that 3-ball going. Simas Lukosius was held to I believe it was just 9 points today, 2 of 6 shooting, but most of them came from the foul line. But on top of it, they got to find ways to get him back into the groove. On top of things, I thought they played well. The crowd here was electric today. Stripe out, first home Big 12 game. But you turn away to the defensive side, JT. Let's talk about Dan Skillings and Day-Day Thomas's performance on Caleb Love. They hold him to 3 of 15 from the field, and Caleb Love was pretty frustrated, it seemed. But Dan Skillings and Day-Day Thomas held their own today versus one of the best point guards in all of college basketball.
No, for sure. They definitely did a good job. He was clearly frustrated in the second half. Dan blocked him at a key point in the game. I thought he played master. I feel like Love, he had a good burst in, the middle of the first half where him and where was the other
Jaden Bradley.
Yeah, him and Bradley, they both kind of went off a little bit, and that kind of gave the Bearcats, they got the separation where they were up double digits. But I think in the second half, they locked in on their keys and did a way, way better job. It's just that you talked about free throws and three-point shooting. 5 of 25 from the three-point line. I think 7 of those shots probably shouldn't have been taken, and I think that burned them. I'd rather them shoot the mid-range or try to put their head down and get to the hole, because they did a good job. They shot 23 free throws, and that means they were being aggressive, but I think they let them off the hook shooting so many threes, and they'll burn them against a good team like Arizona. You can't spot them 18 or 19 points, and then you can't shoot 20% from the three-point line and expect to win on a consistent basis on top of 52% from the free throw line. So it's one of those things where, I think they had a lot better actions in the second half, which is great. I like to see those adjustments, because in the first half, Bearcats really didn't look like they knew what they were doing on offense. They looked like they hadn't played in more than a week. And in the second half, I feel like they got together. They made key adjustments, finally started making some shots, and that's why they got back into the game. But at the end of the day, they're 0-2, and in the Big 12, there's no easy game. So you got two games, one away, one at home, staring at the barrel. Staring at the barrel right now. So this can get ugly if the Bearcats don't bite down and show resilience. they're 0-2. They don't want to be 0-4. So we'll see what happens.
And they head to Baylor on Tuesday, who's coming off a 25-point loss to Iowa State this afternoon as well.
So it's going to be who wants it more. And can the Bearcats go 1-2, or will they go to 0-3 on the road? So we'll see what happens. We'll have video of Arizona up on the site, and also of UC at Wes Miller and Dylan Mitchell. So I know my man my man Neil Meyer is working on the recap, so make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're almost at, I think we're at 499 on our YouTube channel, so let's get to 500 and just work up to 6. Keep right on there, and make sure you guys check out Cincinnati.rivals.com, aka the Front Office News, and subscribe as well.
Sounds good. We're signing out from Fifth Third Arena.